Hello, good morning. It's 4 a.m. in the dream. 4 a.m. in God mind, awakening. Whatever that means, not that it means anything. Thought I'd make this little video about sharing. I guess about sharing. I don't really ever know what I make these things about. Sometimes they just pop out, but apparently. Sharing. Thoughts increase by sharing. Ideas increase by sharing. One of the things I always ask people to do, and like and subscribe. One of the things I always ask people to do is to share these little videos, because it's basically the only way to increase the availability of them across the continuum. And probably one of the better ways to use social media is to share ideas of love and peace and the attainment of love and peace through the action of healing. Not that you need healing, it's but the errant thought system that denies love and peace for the preference of interacting and enacting from the old script of denial. The healing of the mind that still puts value in that old script is what I'm talking about when we talk about healing. You as a being of light have no need of healing. You're whole and perfect as you were created, and you're not the body but the association of and with the body, which continually is attempting to verify the false identity, its own script, is what we are healing from or awakening from as a belief in, which represents, of course, the idea of being separate from everything, separate from source, from God, from universal mind. So sharing is an incredible way. It's pretty much the only way to be heard, to have things represented on earth that are unearthly in origin. I like the idea on Facebook, actually, where you can tag people and anyone who you think might benefit from videos like this or other healing videos. And I understand that it's hard to comprehend the nature of many healing videos because some of them tend to come from the alphabet soup of the initial looking at what healing is, etc., and you can be caught up in the ideas of crystals and cards and all sorts of very basic beginning kind of preludes to actual healing for a long time. So when I talk about healing, I'm talking about healing the mind or retraining the mind away from, in an unlearning process, away from its false belief that it is the physical entity, which is just this avatar that we get to use here for a moment, back to the truth of the situation, which is that we are actually the spirit, or the mind. Spirit, of course, is the Latin word derived from the Greek reference of mind, which is the word psyche, which means to think and to remember. And of course, we are not wanting in our healing, in our healing processing, rented lips, in our healing process, we are reminding ourselves we are no longer interested in thinking or remembering other than thinking about source and remembering source as a whole devotion, as a whole dedication in our minds, for whatever period of discipline and determination and devotion that we are willing to give to ourselves each day in the mind training process. So it's a practice. Healing is a practice. It's something that you put into play through an application of principles in your mind, and you practice it in your life, and you put it into application in the situations in your life that seem to reflect any kind of disturbance to the sense of inner peace that you have, because inner peace is the goal of mind training. And beyond inner peace, of course, the transcendental nature of life as being beyond the third dimension entirely, but the state of inner peace must be mastered in order to be able to effect a jump or a whoosh, or I don't know how to talk about this part, but that little transition from the conscious level of mind, which is the see, hear, smell, touch, taste, and all the thoughts relative to that, to something beyond that entirely that represents the truth of you, which is pure light. So please share this little video, tag people in it. I don't know where it's going to end up on social media, but do what you can. Any such videos that represent higher authority or higher truth or higher purpose, anything like that, are always going to be more helpful than videos that represent lower order concern. But of course, we're here and we find ourselves beset by the obligation to utilize the lower order manifestations in order to bring about a raising of the awareness of the truth of us as being higher order beings, trapped in this kind of revolving door reality that we are now awakening from, in the recognition that it's just a dream, it's just an illusion, a projection of the mind, that we can bring about, what would you call it, incremental experiences of truth within through the shifts in consciousness that we embark upon pursuing through the ideas of spiritual healing. Right? And that happens through forgiveness, through atonement, at one-ment. I am at one with all things, keep my finger on my nose. I'm not separate from that person, that situation, or that event. All these people, situations, and events that show up for me in my own individual drama of body, pain, suffering, and death are nothing more than opportunities to reclaim the meaning that I've projected onto these people, situations, and events, and put my finger back on my nose and reclaim in that the power of my own mind, in the recognition that I'm simply getting the results of my own thinking. And that will be perhaps shocking and alarming at first, but eventually you'll begin to see it as your whole way out. All right, like, subscribe, and share. Good on you, mate.